We hereby call this meeting of the Fanghouls Club to order. I'm Haley.
And I'm Brielle, and this is going to... Hi, Haley. This is going to be our so long farewell, or so
long London.
This is going to be our thank you, we love you, goodbye, but you deserve this, Taylor Swift.
See you later.
See you later. Okay, bye for now.
Eras Tour.
Yeah.
Taylor's version.
Yeah, so a couple days after we upload this, the Eras Tour is not finally, but it's going to be over, and this is just going to be our thank you and our recap and just talking about, we haven't done a yip yap of Taylor Swift, and
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just sort of hit me today. We've been sort of in this like we've totally switched gears over the last couple of weeks, and really like it's been a while since we've been fully immersed in like all things Eras. Mm-hmm. Obviously we went to the tour we went to the show night 3 in Los Angeles last summer in 2023, which happened to be on my 30th birthday. Woo! And it was like the best day ever. And like around that time it was all Taylor all the time. Yeah. Like we were making friendship bracelets, making our outfits, planning our TikTok videos, and
that's what made us first start doing any TikToks.
Yeah,
because we were like, wait, we have to do some of the fun like Eras Tour TikToks.
And that's true. That was months and months before we started, all of this, and so we were just like totally obsessed, and she is my like favorite human ever, and it just sort of hit me today when we were like, after we decided to do this video, I was watching the Eras Tour film today and just like crying because I realized like anytime I watch it,
fed like this from her ever again.
Exactly. Like every time I go back and watch it, which is a lot, I'm just reminded of just how spectacular it truly is. And she's just like, she's done so many things. Yeah. She's brought so many people together, not just the Swifties. I mean, there have to be thousands of new Swifties, celebrities, and people online, and lifelong fans have all just like come together to celebrate her and her music and what she means to all of us. So yeah, this is just going to be a thank you to Taylor and like because a farewell Eras.
It's also not even just like the end of a big tour that she's doing, i.e. the biggest grossing tour of all time.
Yeah.
But it's the end of the Eras Tour, which they are doing this tour in general as a full like celebration of her whole career and all of her music. So it's just like this ending feels so like, what does that mean? Like, what would come after this then? And like, what would, she's never going to do this ever again.
Exactly. Like, it's like after each album, it's like, okay, end of an era, but now this is 10 plus 11 now.
Decade.
Coming to a close, supposedly,
Well, yeah, because she's also releasing all the TS versions. Like,
yeah.
It just.
I know. It's
at the same time. So the fact that some point relatively soon we will also get the final 2 TVs, and then that will really close out this
giant era.
Yeah. It just feels so, I don't know, finite. It feels wild.
It really does. I mean, this tour is just so massive, and it has reached so many people all over the world, so many forms of media, just like everyone has talked about it at some point. It's just, before the Eras Tour, of course, she was still one of the most famous people in the world, one of the most famous pop stars in the world. But
this is like a whole other thing now.
But this really kind of like set her off again in the best way, in the best light. And, I think it's been very cathartic for her. Just people actually recognizing her for her songwriting and her music, and not just like the past drama that has surrounded her as a celebrity, And so I think like she's really, not that she's had to, but she's proved some people wrong, and tenfold, and she's released some of her best music in this time. Definitely in my top, Tortured Poets department is in both of our like top three albums of all time, and that's just because I think she's just like feels so much more free and is just doing whatever the hell she wants.
We could do a whole episode just on that album, and I wish we were doing this at the time when that came out. But I think like the reason both of us ended up loving that album so much is because it perfectly like encompasses like so many of her other eras. And I feel like her doing this tour, which when did she have time to write this album while doing this tour? I really don't get it.
Yeah, she's a superhuman is all.
It doesn't really make sense to me, but I think her doing this tour while writing this album, like it fueled her to write these songs in a way that like pulls elements from every other album, and it like really just
not just the obvious one, right? You hear a bit of Fearless in a couple songs, and you hear Lover, and there's a bit of everything. Definitely Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, everything. It just it feels like such a come to fruition kind of album.
Like you hear how it's coming right after Midnights. But then it also has some parts that are very 1989-y.
Yeah.
It brings back some of that like 80s and like the synth type of things.
Totally.
But then like, dude, I call it from day one. I knew I was going to absolutely be obsessed with But Daddy, I Love Him. And that's the one that sounds very debut. I was like,
yeah.
There's something so special about it. But anyway, going back to the actual tour, I think it's so special that she wrote this new album while she was re-performing all of these songs again for so long. It just like really, it's like a perfect little baby album inspired by her past albums that's now coming to a close after she finishes this Eras tour.
People love to say, people love to speculate that it's, her music is only about a breakup or it's only about a certain person, but obviously we know it's so much more than that.
So it's literally like all music ever.
Exactly. I mean, and just thinking about videos you see online, like edits and things, and it's all to Taylor Swift's music, like, and it can be about literally anything. Like, I'm just watching, I just finished watching like Arcane, which is just this really dark animated show on Netflix. Has nothing, you wouldn't think, the Taylor Swift song could go to this, but you watch an edit, there's a Taylor Swift song and you're crying, and it's like she goes with everything. And
so now all the Taylor Swift / Wicked edits this week
yes,
have been insane, and they're all
perfect. Songs about friendship and songs about family, and just you can relate her music to anything. The best thing ever was, as someone who has been a lifelong fan who never got to see a tour of hers before Eras, Fearless being my my most nostalgic memories of me in my room, like dancing to You Belong With Me and just like playing pretend and like but not getting to see that show, getting to see Fearless at Eras was like the most magical moment of my life. Like, it was so cool.
I know.
We were all just so lucky to have this in the most like.
And also, like, we will touch base on the Taylor Swift effect, I'm sure, a little bit more later too. But just like one of the biggest things is that like all of a sudden friendship bracelets are just a thing, like in multiple other avenues, not just concerts, but like everything now. It's so funny. It's just like. She's such a trendsetter now.
She's a total trendsetter, and it's nothing but like wholesome, it's just all so based in community and people like just coming together who just love and relate to her music, and that's it.
Yeah, like going to that concert was one of the most like we went a month after Barbie came out too.
It was right after,
so it just felt even more
the girlhood.
Yeah, it was, oh my god.
Yeah, and I'm sure people have heard others say like how safe it felt and how like as excited as everyone was, it was all very calm, and just like people were just appreciating each other's outfits, trading friendship bracelets. like making room for each other to like get food, whatever.
Everyone was cheering each other on. Like everyone was like,
Yes.
I love your boots, and oh my god, your hair looks
I
so good. And
know.
everyone was taking pictures with each other just because they liked their outfits.
Exactly.
And it was just so
It was amazing.
cute.
Yeah, that was just the best day ever. And like the lead up to it was unmatched. Oh yeah, and you may be wondering what this museum art piece is doing here on this couch. This is my Eras Tour outfit, and like I would have worn it, but
It's a little short.
It's short, and yet I would have been a little uncomfortable, and I don't want to sit on the gems. But here it is. I couldn't, the process was just, I had this started before I even had tickets. This was so long ago now, it feels like. That's crazy.
No.
Because those tickets came out, man, and we fought the fight. Like, I fought the Great War trying to get these tickets. I was at work, and I had a coworker in the queue. I had, like, my phone on a few different computers going, and I couldn't get the tickets in the pre-sale. I think I tried 2 or 3 different pre-sales. Couldn't get tickets. And little did I know, that was in November, I think, and then flash forward to March.
Was it that early? It was that early?
Mm-hmm, I think so.
It's been 2 years ago you were trying?
Yep. So it's been 2 years since Eras really began for me. And flash forward to March, it had been months. Not to say I had given up, because I was like, just in my heart of hearts, how we were talking about like going to the Wicked premiere, how it was like, we just kind of felt like maybe it would just come to, it would happen. I was like, I'll find a way to get there.
Yeah.
I don't care what it looks like how it looks. And yeah, I got an email from Ticketmaster being like, second chance sale. Like, give us a price range and we'll choose a tier of a price range. And if we have tickets, then we'll take your money and you'll get them. And I'm like, this seems a little scammy, but okay. I was like, didn't even Google it to see if it was real. I was like, great, here's however much.
Here's my money.
And we ended up getting great seats for my birthday, which I think at that point I wasn't even able to select as my first choice as a date, and they just happened to give me my August 5th, my 30th birthday, and I had already started making my outfit, and we just had the best time, just like deciding like what era we might want to do. I mean, you were always going to do debut, I think, but
I feel like I had to.
Of course. Yeah, we made so many bracelets.
I know, like over months.
Mm-hmm.
And we like traded them all in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I still, whenever I think about that one that little girl gave me, I start cracking up because it's just a bracelet that says, Drew looks at me.
Which like,
and it's just like the most plain, like a couple blue and green, and it just says Drew looks at me. And I just like, it was my favorite
those were the
one.
best ones. Yeah, where they were just either like string and then like a few beads that were just, or a few letters that really meant something. Drew looks at me. You give that to a random person and they're like, what the hell? But instantly we know what that is. So much fun. Anyway, I do want to say this is not a theory Easter egg hunt chat. I know, like, we're all very invested in the Easter eggs, and
I have that in me.
And listen, I'm watching any and all videos that I can of people's like thoughts and theories and Easter egg ideas. But we're just gonna. It's just an appreciation video for the Eras Tour, and that's it.
For appreciation, here are some fun facts.
Ooh.
As we're talking about the Eras Tour, I was just like, wait, I wanted to look up some of these. She went to 45 cities worldwide. They will finish 152 shows. Wow. It is the highest grossing tour of all time. It is her 6th tour, which is crazy.
Yeah, when you think about other artists, for sure.
It quite literally boosted all of the economies to the cities that she toured into, and it's now widely known as the Taylor Swift effect. And also the Eras Tour film is the highest grossing concert film of all time.
I mean, duh.
That's crazy. And just the seismic activity that was recorded in Seattle.
Literal earthquake.
During Shake It Off. It was the equivalent of a 2.3 earthquake. And now the event is known as the Swiftquake. That's just crazy.
Yeah. It's her world, and we're just living in it. We're so lucky to be living in it.
It's just quite impressive.
It's incredible.
Insane.
I loved reading how she affected the economy of all of the cities that she was touching down in.
And she would like donate to a bunch of charities in all the cities she went to. I was just like,
yeah, in so many ways we got to just like during the show and like her little speeches in between songs, and also how she was, you know, conducting herself, I guess, like around the tour. In that way, we just got to know her like so much better too, like as a person, and people who didn't know her as well, did too. And I think that's really nice, because I think really people are, I don't know, I think people are judgmental of everybody and any artist, especially female artists, and it's just nice that
you can't do a single thing.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just cool that she can prove, not that she's intending to prove people wrong, but just by being her, like, you can't help but to see how awesome she is.
I know.
You can't deny.
What, from your memory, is like your personal Taylor Swift journey? Like, when do you first remember even listening to her? And then like throughout the past 10 plus years, like what has really been like, what's kind of been like your Swiftie journey?
Yes. So I definitely I remember for a time at home we only had, for whatever reason, we like didn't have cable, but we did have like VH1. Or no, you know what it was? It was probably the country music station or whatever. Country music CMT was like something we could watch that wasn't on cable. And I didn't like country music. But like we would just turn on like music videos or whatever before school, and Teardrops on My Guitar was a music video that played, and I just obviously became so obsessed with it. And then one of my best friends in middle school sang it for the talent show, and I was just like so amped for her. I was like, wait, this is like the coolest thing ever. And like it was so much fun to like watch her sing it, and we just both fangirled over Taylor so much together. And then from there, like Fearless came out early on in high school, which is like what a lot of the album is like themed around that time of our lives. And it was just like every single song I had memorized. And to this day, like Fearless TV came out a few years ago, and like it was one that I hadn't listened to as much because so much more has come out, so much more recent Taylor, but every single word I still had ingrained in me. I just loved it. What about you?
I think I just mostly, I really remember just watching. It was like the 4 main music videos I just like would watch on repeat. Like Our Song, I can't even explain what that music video did to me. Like, God, I still to this day dream about wearing that like purple blue dress that she wears in that music video. Like
it's so good.
I have one of my homecoming dresses was like the closest I could find inspired by that dress. I was so obsessed with it. But then, I would watch Love Story and Teardrops because I was so obsessed with like, I was like, her pretty curly hair. Like I've never, like at that time, no one, you just didn't wear super curly hair. And I was just like
straight irons.
It was
for life
I was
back
just
then.
Like, remember like, God, her laying on the bed, like with the guitar and like the green dress, like.
It's so visceral, yeah.
God, I was like, she's so beautiful. I was so like enamored. But then, once You Belong With Me and that video came out, I don't know how many times I watched that.
Yep. Love Story was my favorite music. It still is to this day. One of my
beautiful,
music videos are kind of whatever. I guess nowadays, back then they were like important.
Yeah.
Like we loved a music video. Loved the VH1 countdown.
Because there was also like MTV and stuff. Like, that was like the thing. They were always playing on TV. It's like music videos, used to be such a big deal.
Love Story was my favorite thing.
But so in high school, I definitely was a big Swiftie. I think that was before that term was even really coined.
Yeah.
And then in college, I really kind of fell off, like, right after Reputation and, like, 1989 came out. I wasn't, like, too heavy into, like, the heavy pop that she, like, when she first started releasing it all. But then once Lover came out, I was like, oh yeah. I, like, really got back into it. I immediately learned to love her, like, on my, like, ukulele. Yeah. But I've just been, ever since those twin sister albums came out, once, like, Folklore and Evermore came out, I was back so hardcore. And then I feel like it's really just been getting deeper ever since. So
I was a big Red girly back in the day. I remember, like, specifically on my 22nd birthday, just so excited to sing 20, just like, listen to 22 all day long. Like, that, I literally think numerically in, like, Taylor Swift numbers. Like, if I hear 15, I think of the song. 13, obviously. 22, yes. There are so many. If I hear the number, I'm like, ugh.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Getting to see some of those in concert by her, like, was just so,
I know,
wild. Because that's just something you never think you'll see, is someone performing an album they released when they were 15, 10 years ago. It just...
Yeah. Especially, like, how she sounds now. Like, her voice was just... She prepared so heavily for this tour, and she just sounded so good.
I know.
She sounded phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great. Like, everyone always just, like, she's not much of a singer, and that was just, like, a known thing of her, and she even knew that. She would say, like, it was just... she was a songwriter and her songs were great and what, like, really carried her. But then all of a sudden this tour happened and, like,
vocals are vocaling.
She's doing that live every night and she sounds so good.
I know.
Do you want to go into some of your tour faves?
Yeah. Oh, geez. So, disclaimer. We saw the tour before Tortured Poets Department was added, which is a bummer. But, kind of fun, I guess, that we got to see the OG tour. And we saw the OG tour because they were filming. They were filming the night we were there. So she wore all of the, like, original outfits, too. Which was really, I love that we got to see it in that way. And when you watch the movie.
When we watch the movie and we're like,
we're there.
Every once in a while, we're like, we're right. Yeah. Maybe there.
I mean, we know for sure during Surprise Songs, we were there for You're on Your Own, Kid. So we know during that song, that's actually us.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Somewhere in the background, you can hear Haley literally, like, faint.
So many times. Okay, yes. We have some favorites. Some of our favorites from the Eras Tour. And this is right, aside from, like, recorded albums, is specifically, like, favorite from the tour.
Yeah.
We'll start with the obvious one. What is your favorite era? I know, it's hard.
I think in terms of, like, being a concert goer, Fearless was the one that I, like, had the most
I know.
Like, visceral
Excitement?
reaction to. Like, the second that guitar starts and she comes skipping out, like, it's just so good.
All the little, like, iconic movements that
the
she
spin
does.
and the heart.
Yeah.
But, like, half of it, I can't tell if that's just nostalgia talking.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, has such a, big part in it. Because then there's other ones that, like, I have favorite parts of, like, each era and stuff. But
overall.
I think I was sad. Not really. Because Red is my favorite album, but they didn't play it in my favorite.
Yeah.
None of my favorite Red songs are the popular ones that they'll play, So I think that's why I was like, obviously a 10-minute version would make up for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Maybe, I guess Fearless.
Fearless
as
is
an era in a whole.
She
just looks so happy during it too. Like she loves to
does.
swirl her little.
And she gets to play with the band.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Yeah. She just seems so.
Some cool arrangements, like in the live show too. My favorite moment, and they capture it so well in the movie. Oh yeah, it's towards the end of Love Story when she's like slowly walking down the catwalk, just Romy, I've been feeling so alone, and she's looking all serious, and it's like so. I love it.
I know.
I love that moment.
Yeah, I think overall that might have to be mine. What about you?
I think Evermore is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah. What did you think I was going to say?
Rep.
Oh, Reputation. I know. Listen, I am really a Reputation girly, but I think similarly to you with Red, they're not my favorite songs from Rep. Was a couple of them. Delicate, I'm obsessed. That's one of my favorite songs. Ready for It, love. I love that number. It's just like
they made it even better, and it's
right. I would say in the movie, like the filmed version, Rep is incredible.
That was made to be filmed.
But for the tour purposes, I loved OG Evermore set.
Yes.
Because Evermore is my top 3 favorite albums, and I mean Willow is its own show, and then you get so much personal stuff with champagne problems.
Champagne, bro.
Marjorie.
We did get No Body, No Crime.
And we got No Body, No Crime, and I love Haim.
That was really good.
I love the Haim sisters, so that was really fun. That was good. I almost forgot about that.
I know, because it wasn't in the movie. Yeah.
But I love No Body, No Crime. But most of all, I loved Tolerate It. Justice for Tolerate It. That is like the most amazing thing ever. And I don't even know what's in it that makes me so addicted to Tolerate It live. It's so good.
I miss the Evermore dress.
And I miss the dress. And the little boots. Her little brown boots were so cute.
I miss that dress.
Me too. I know. I miss it just being its own set.
Yeah.
Because Folklore... Listen, I love Folklore as much as the next person, but like it overshadows Evermore a lot of the time. And to combine the two eras, it's just like, okay, it's just combined. A Folklore set with a few Evermore songs.
Yeah.
With Willow. With Willow, yeah. I think overall as a set, I think Evermore has a lot going on, and it's so much fun and emotional and very Taylor. So I love it. But right, I mean, it's like, how do you choose? Probably if we went now,
we would both say it would be Tortured.
Yeah,
it's absolutely yeah.
How could it not be? I mean, the production of every single number, but most I think specifically. Well, we'll get into that because I have one of them is down for one of my favorite numbers. So what do you think? I have like 5 favorite songs performed. Not during surprise, like songs in the whole.
All right, I didn't think of this ahead of time, so we'll see.
All right, I can go first if you want.
Brain comes up with. Yeah, go for it.
Tolerate It, I've already said. Justice for Tolerate It. I mean, this is my favorite performance of all time. The All Too Well 10-minute Taylor's version. Because it was my favorite during the live show, and it was my favorite in the movie. Like, the way that I sobbed, and I knew I was going to because it's my favorite song of all time. It's just
God, I remember the feeling of finding out that she attached a 10-minute version of this song at the end of her new
oh, I was so excited.
Mind blowing.
The second that album came out, I hope I'm not alone in saying that I went straight to it, because a lot of people, you typically listen top to bottom when a new album comes out, but I went straight to 10-minute, All Too Well 10-minute. I was so freaking excited for it, and I just remember I was home in Connecticut trying to be quiet because my mom's house is like this, where there are no doors.
it's just echoing.
Everything's open, and I'm I have headphones in, I guess, but I'm trying not to sob too loudly, and I'm in my. Because my mom is one of those moms who will hear anything, and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Illicit Affairs.
I wish it was more.
Illicit Affair. August into Illicit Affairs is everyone's favorite, but it is so iconic. That rearrangement of it is just. It's already one of my favorites off Folklore, but this version of it, the angry version, is unmatched. Too good.
Really, I wouldn't even be mad
with a live,
That's all I want.
A live album.
Yeah.
She could just do all of it. Shouldn't they have to?
I'm not
getting into this.
They already have the audio from the movie, So just use those, and then we just need, which they've recorded Torture Poems. We know that they did. They recorded it.
Yeah.
There's cameras.
Yeah.
So like just use the same audio. She doesn't have to go, like that's not needed. Unnecessary.
I know.
But I want because
do it.
They have different orchestrations and like illicit affairs and stuff. It's
I
just
know, man.
so good.
The frickin' guitar and Look What You Made Me Do. We could talk about that forever. It's like the scratches something in my brain that's just like And then Smallest Man Who Ever Lived and Lover is one of my favorite numbers.
Oh,
it just makes me cry every time. It's so beautiful. And yeah, the dance, they're so amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss their dancers in general.
What are your favorites?
Okay, Willow, You Belong With Me.
Yep.
Because she just looks so happy during it. Like it's
so fun.
That little like spin thing she does. My Tears Ricochet. Smallest Man Who Ever Lived.
Oh, My Tears Ricochet. It's really August into Illicit Affairs into My Tears Ricochet is the real moment. Yeah.
Oh my God. But that's what I'm saying. Like the reorchestrations that they did in this tour brings a whole other like intensity to some of them that I want to consume and I just can't.
They need to do Taylor's angry version.
Yes.
Like,
I'm probably ready for it.
I was going to say.
Because the dancers aren't ready for it. Kill it.
I know.
And I just love watching, like, and you can tell they love it. Like, that's like their.
I know. And her note change recently, and that is insane.
Oh, that's the other thing. Like, I want some of those that she does. Like, it's so good.
Which is in which you can hear in the album, but it's very faint.
Or no, maybe I don't know. It might be of like Smallest Man or Who's Afraid.
Yeah, I know.
Because she gives her all to that song.
It's so
that
good.
that one might be. I don't know. Smallest Man just like gives me Black Parade vibes, and that's why I like love it so much.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
So there's
good ones.
Yeah,
I know.
That's hard.
The whole thing, but
I love it.
Those are good ones. I just tried to think of like the ones that I look forward to watching like in the movie the most. I'll literally just like today I watched backwards. I was like, oh, I'll switch it up today. I'm gonna watch from the end to the beginning and just I just rewind to my favorite parts.
Oh,
I mean like my favorite moments.
Yeah. Oh, I want to sit down. I haven't watched it in a little bit.
Yeah, I was crying.
I just got used to it. It was always on.
Like I'm surprised.
I never had to physically put it on. You just always had it on.
But it's funny that I'm always surprised when I turn it on.
You're like,
this is so good. This is like the best thing I've ever seen. Every time. I love it.
Oh my God.
Okay, what about your favorite tour outfits? There have been so many.
I know.
There are a few. I definitely have standouts.
Yes. Top. I think the first time I ever saw it, I was like, there's the green folklore dress. Like with something about the ivy. Like it just is so good.
Amazing.
The older Evermore dress.
The OG?
Yeah, the OG. Yeah, that's just never going to come back, I guess.
I know.
Oh, I also really love, it's the same exact dress as the green folklore dress, but just in that berry color.
That's what I have.
I love.
Every time I see her in it, in a video, I'm like, oh my God.
It's something like.
The color's so good on her.
It's such an interesting color because at certain points it looks like hot pink.
I know.
And then other points it kind of looks like this beautiful red. Oh, and then the hot pink, full pink lover Barbie outfit. Including going into the full pink blazer and everything. Just like something with those boots and I love it.
Yep, I love that one too.
Those would be my tops probably.
Yeah.
What about you?
I agree about Berry folklore dress. I also have the Star Midnight's bodysuit with like the one that it looks like a arts and crafts project. It has like they're just sort of like sparkly stars hanging off it.
It's the night court outfit.
The night court outfit. I love that one. I love the Midnight's bodysuits. I really do. And then I love the blue Fearless dress. I'm obsessed with it.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, this is kind of not Fearless to me, but the color is just amazing. I'm surprised she didn't bring it out for the 1989 night. I love it. I think it's so pretty. It's just like an ice blue. It's gorgeous. Yeah. And then, is that all I put? I guess that's it. There are just so many. I love her in Yellow. And I also honorable mention for the OG 1989 outfits.
I was just going to say, I liked those ones so much better.
Me too. Not to knock the newer ones, but those, as well as the surprise song dresses.
Yeah.
I don't love the like skater dress, the skater skirt, like the little flare one. I liked she looks good and she looks amazing in everything, but just the I loved
the crisscrossy with like the hanging, dangling. Yeah, there's something about it.
Yep,
I loved those
because I like a lot of the surprise songs that I love. She wears the green surprise song dress, acoustic set dress. She just looks good in every color.
It's basically the same thing, just with a little bit of orange, but like the sunset lover suit.
Yeah,
with like the pink and orange is so cute.
It's so good. I also
love the lover boots. I think are just like my favorite too.
They're the best. Yeah. I love the Reputation boots. I like the chunky boot.
Like the one booty.
Yeah. So cool how she does like mashups of colors for the mashup songs.
Wow.
How does her mind work?
I know.
Speaking of, do you have any favorite surprise guests? Musical or not?
Musical, it would have to be Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
But not would be Taylor Lautner doing a backflip.
Taylor Lautner, that was like the height though, because this was a month before we went? Almost exactly, right? Or 2 months?
Only like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was so soon before we went.
No, a month because it was my birthday. When
so
Speak Now came out.
Yes.
So did the music video come out the same night? Maybe like a week after. Yeah, like 3 weeks before or something like that.
Yeah. That was the craziest. And like Joey King was there. Love that. But Taylor Lautner, that was so overwhelming. And for whatever reason, like I was in my room watching it and then you were also in your room. And then we had to like come together and watch that part together. But yeah, just the whole announcement of him even being in the video and then him coming on stage. Overwhelming.
And he had to do a backflip. Like,
he
it's
had to do a
so
backflip.
Funny.
Of course. And he was so good in the video.
I know.
Love.
I know. What about you?
My favorite was her very first musical guest, Marcus Mumford, who came on for Cowboy Like Me in Vegas. Because he does background vocals accompanying vocals on the song. Because she recorded the song at his studio during COVID. And she tells a story so funny. She's like, we were just like playing around and I was like secretly like hoping he would like pop in and hear and I could like pull him in and to like be on the album, on the record. And he happened to walk in while she was recording Cowboy Like Me and he was like humming harmony and she's like, do you want to be on the song with me? And I've always loved Mumford & Sons and I love his voice and I love his wife, Carey Mulligan. She's a great actress. And anyway, and Cowboy Like Me is my favorite. Aside from All Too Well, it's my favorite song. And so him to come out as the first surprise guest to do Cowboy Like Me was like amazing. I love that.
They're so fun. There's been some good ones.
Anytime Gracie comes out is awesome.
The Sabrina one was so touching.
Yeah.
It was so sweet.
And both times when she came out for White Horse before she went on tour was so, I love that because that's such a nostalgic song for her and for everybody. So that was so nice. And then for Taylor to be so excited to like sing Sabrina's songs like crazy. I know. And her own little mashup, so cool.
God, like that must have been such a crazy moment for her. Like,
how is that? Yeah, for her to have such a full circle moment within the span of like a couple months is insane.
Oh yeah.
Good for Sabri. We love her.
I know.
If I'm gonna spring one on you, but we've obviously have thought about this in the past. If you could have chosen your 2 surprise songs,
oh god,
what would they be? Like
our song,
which happened like a night before we went.
It happened the night before. Look, at least it's in the movie.
Yeah, fair.
But it happened the night before us, so it was a little sad.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know.
Probably something else from like Fearless. Just
Yep.
something else like very nostalgic. That or State of Grace or Holy Ground.
Oh yeah, you always said that.
Yeah, those would have been the other ones.
I think I would have loved to get 15. I think 15 is my number one most nostalgic Taylor song. And Cowboy Like Me. I love that song. And I love all of the mashups she's done with it.
Crazy. When did she find the time to even think of those?
I know. What's your favorite mashup?
Oh, I saved it. It was Paris, Night 4, The Alchemy.
Yep.
Mashed up with Treacherous.
Oh, yeah.
On her 87th show.
Oh, my God. For Travi. Ugh, that was so good.
I know, maybe if I spent more time like deep diving, I'm sure there would have been some others that I like really loved. But that one, I love Treacherous, first of all. And then now, of course, we love The Alchemy.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a really good one. Similarly, I've loved all of the ones that are like very targeted towards Travis. And I have two. You're in Love and Cowboy Like Me was like an awakening for me of some kind. It was like a spiritual awakening. I didn't know that I could like love her anymore, but just for whatever, I just love that mashup. And then This Is Me Trying and Labyrinth, when she was like falling in love, and it was one of the first ones that she was doing, like,
and she's like smiling.
Yeah. Cause we had seen Labyrinth previously, and it was like kind of sad, and you know, it was one of the first times that she was singing like clearly newly in love, and it was just so awesome. Oh, I love.
That's a good one.
I love the post Travis surprise songs. They're the best.
Yeah, like when some of the songs that she sang before like seemed very sad, and now she's kind of like smiling, and it's like, oh,
It's so
it's
nice.
such like a nice. It's crazy that her life has changed this much over the span of just this tour. Like, we've seen this song a year ago, and she sang it sad.
Yeah.
But now she's like crying and smirking and like happy tears. Like,
I know, and that's and how we've all experienced her music changing with us and like meaning something different at different points of our lives, but for seeing how that also affects her and her singing her own songs in a new light is like the most
crazy.
special thing ever.
It's so insane that towards the beginning of this tour, he went to it.
Yeah, I know.
As just a random audience member.
Yeah.
And now it ending, he has 2 songs in it that are like she wrote for him. Like, that is insane.
And
in the course of this tour.
However many of these surprise songs that are clearly dedicated to him, and her singing Lover to him.
Or the guy on the Chiefs now. Like,
he's been on stage.
He went on this. Oh,
we
should have said that for our guest star.
Oh, Travis. Yeah.
So good.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And he was so good.
Oh, yeah, her the first time she did the guy on the Chiefs. Like,
I'll never forget where we were.
My
we were in a cabin in Big Bear.
The roar in the audience, like.
I had terrible reception, and I'm like, Brielle, she just said guy on the Chiefs.
She just said Chiefs.
Huddling around each other, like we're trying to watch playback of
like it's the smallest thing.
Yeah.
But everyone, because she's never outwardly really done it before, so it's just and it's so cute to see. It's just so nice.
And like, people just want her to be happy. My God, like her fans just want this for her so badly, and for it to work out, you know. And
what a journey.
It's just the best. So crazy. TT.
They are so cute. That's like one of the smoothest things I've ever heard. He made a friendship bracelet with his number on it to give to her.
Like, it really does, you know, you can see why it would appear to be not real, because it's just so. But it's just the thing that she needs to know that someone just.
She did an interview forever ago that said something. She said something along the lines of like, no one's ever like.
Like
outwardly showboaty or like tried to just get me. I know she worded it much better than
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But
No, I
yeah,
know what you mean, though.
there's an interview forever ago about that, and then like for him to do that, like
like
it just
sweep her off her feet kind of thing, and it's like
we have to watch this Christmas movie that's based off of that.
it's even called something like
Christmas in the Spotlight. The trailer looks
This
so
is the eye roll
funny.
of the century, but we will watch
But
it.
I cannot wait to
I
watch
know the trailer with however many like lyric references.
So you walk into a party, he turns and goes, "You're the best thing at this party."
I know all too well is slipped in there, and just like a very casual like.
Or the alchemy.
I know all too well that this is happening. The alchemy.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, it's a must. A must see. That'll be our next review.
Oh yes! Oh my god.
Honestly,
Okay.
who are we to fight the alchemy?
My best. Okay, just my last thing really that I kind of have is just like, what are some of just, not even in specific eras or anything, but like, what are just like random favorite moments that you had when we went and saw it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was your favorite moment? A couple moments of the night, like whether it's in a specific number or just like a dance move, some of the dance, just like what was like some of your favorite things when we like saw it that like really just stuck with you?
First, overall, I think where we were sitting, I never really you don't really see many views from that side. I mean, we were just pretty much straight on, so just really getting to see the images, like the
Or just like behind her on the screens?
the screens, and getting to see everything playing behind her was really cool, and it just added so much. Like seeing My Tears Ricochet live and the our ship sink beneath the waves, and like that whole projection is so crazy.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, because I feel like on the live streams and or just short clips and like videos people post, it's like close-ups of
And
her.
I try to
or
find
like,
those ones. I just want to see her close up. So it's cool to like have been there and like be able to take it all in and see all the friendship bracelets lighting up, or the bracelets they give you, the concert bracelets. Specific moments, I loved just anytime she got to talk, because she's just such a like kind of goofy talker. Like I think people kind of might see her as less silly than she is. Like she's quite unserious, and I think that's what makes her great.
She's so silly.
She's just so silly. And seeing it live, I'm trying to think if there were any like surprises that unfortunately we had just watched the lives.
Yeah, no surprises,
so
because we already
often.
knew everything that was going to happen. But just like what, and just the tour, like what's your, like some of your favorite random moments?
Yeah, just like the stage show itself was just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The floor projections and
Yeah.
just the whole spectacle of it was amazing. Champagne Problems speech, I was really looking forward to, because that's also one of my favorite songs.
One of mine was like seeing in person, especially I think where we were. It was the perfect spot of like, I don't think I ever really noticed it or saw it in too many videos ahead of time though. It's just like, and you need to calm down, like the rainbow lights on everyone's bracelets.
Oh, that's a great moment.
It was just like, I guess I didn't expect it to like all look that bright.
Yes.
It was so beautiful, as like I have this perfect video. I was recording her, but then it goes and like it's kind of like acoustic in that moment.
Yep.
That's like another example of like the music. I love the way they redid some of these songs for the tour. That part was so much more intense, and then the rainbow starts showing up on everyone's bracelets. It's so good.
That whole You Need to Calm Down specifically had the best ones, because even at the beginning, I was like, "You are somebody that we," and like
bump. Yes.
It's just so. It was just like
crazy. I want these songs.
Me too. Best.
Yes, those bumps are so good.
The best moments there. Tolerate It. There was like an added like drum beat, like boom boom. There was just some bass or drum added underneath that just gave it a little bit more oomph. And then obviously we talk about the guitar added to Look What You Made Me Do.
So good.
I like your. It's just
God.
so.
It makes her sound more angry, and it just.
We all love her Sydney on her 1989 tour in Sydney. When she does. They does the rock version.
Oh, I was thinking of something. I thought when they're going Sydney.
That too.
With the golf clubs.
That too. But she did a rock version of We Are Never Getting Back Together. And I was really hoping that she was going to do something like that in the Eras Tour because, like, that's one of my favorite videos ever. But anyway, look what you made me do. Kind of gave me that little vibe.
Gotcha.
All of Reputation, I realized, felt way more rock than like poppy sort of.
I'm just praying that Taylor's version, that Reputation sounds more like the Eras Tour version.
I hope she does too, though, because it's the best.
I love them.
So yeah, and I really just can't believe. I don't believe this is it. I'm still in denial.
Yeah, we were under the full impression, and we were so convinced that they were going to announce surprise LA shows to close out the tour. Mainly, yes, because we just wanted to go, and we want to see Tortured Poets so bad.
To not see Tortured Poets live is going to... Another thing to add to my me on the grave. Things that I've missed out on in life.
But also, she's still just... LA's the only place she never did that thank you post for. So
know.
we were just... We're like, okay, oh, great. That means she's coming back. Without a doubt.
The most questionable Easter egg of them all. I don't know, because some would say, right, is the movie just the big, the homage to LA?
When the movie came out, she would have then done it.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I know. So, part of me, I don't know, but like then she started crying during her Champagne Problems speech the other night, and I'm just like, and to be fair, like we've said, we support this. Like she needs a break. She needs the longest vacation anyone has ever taken.
So like she better disappear for a couple years for her own sanity.
Mm-hmm. But if she's got it in her,
just one more and invite us.
Things could be said.
Surprise birthday show.
I'm just saying, like Vancouver is pretty close to LA. Like it's a natural progression, in my opinion. Her birthday's coming up. She'll probably. I hope, if nothing else, I hope we get a debut or Rep TV announcement. Mm-hmm. Again, take your time. We're still fully enjoying Tortured Poets and like all of your other music and all this.
So convinced
but
I was gonna go back to LA.
I would love if just the Tortured Poets department.
All I want for Christmas.
All I want. Just bring Tortured Poets.
Yeah, like you don't have to do
just
a full 3-hour show.
Just like the 20-minute Tortured Poets set would be great.
Thank you.
Add it to the movie. I need I need like to experience it and not just watch it a million times on someone else's live stream or video.
How would they not add that to the movie? Because like I said though, it never came out like on a DVD. It never like came out on something that people can like buy it on, right?
Yeah. No.
Unless I'm mistaken. But like if it's only just on streaming on Disney, then they can easily add it onto Disney.
Yep.
And then she'll make another announcement like Happy New Year. Here's the DVD.
I know. What if this book comes out and there's like something in the book? Because her like coffee table book or whatever is coming out this week. Nah, I'm just speculating, but I don't know.
I know.
I just really, as much as, I feel a little bit removed from it lately. Because, right, there's life goes on and there's other things. I can't possibly watch all of the live streams.
I mean, it's also been going on forever that it just like felt like it's just a part of life now. Like it's just gonna be there every once in a while. There's a live and I'm like, oh, okay, let me watch it. Or I'll watch Tessa's lives all the time. Like I'm like, oh, she's going live. Let me just like watch it for a little bit. So it's just always been there. Mm-hmm. And now it just like won't be. It's so weird.
It is weird. And right, like I said, it really hit me today while I was watching. And I was like, yeah, it's just so, it's going to be kind of a shock to just not have it. And it's been such a constant. And it's really, it's brought a lot of people together. It's lifted people. It's lifted me up in, dark times. And, it's everything. So
it's just weird to think of it. Like we're never gonna get this much of her ever again.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like seems very clear about that.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like she's. I don't know what's next. We can't guess what's next for her. But it just really has felt like this huge gift that she's given us in a way to be like, I'm leaving a lot of things behind after this. And, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, it feels a lot like closure to me.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll miss it.
I know.
But we have nothing but the absolute best memories.
I know.
Oh, the best memories.
Or at least we'll have the movie.
Which I'll watch forever and ever and ever. Yay.
Did you have anything else?
I think we covered it all. I even wrote, I wrote a really sad, like, letter. But I'm not going to This is while I was crying.
Are you going to send it to T Swift herself?
Maybe. This is hysterical. No, it's just very dramatic.
Okay.
We just wanted to pay homage to the greatest live show ever performed, ever put on a stage, ever filmed, ever sung, ever, you know, ever done, ever. It's the best thing in my life. And we love Taylor, and
Yeah.
I'm excited for what's next. Whatever that may be. Hopefully nothing for a while. For her sake.
Lost rock album.
Yeah, what is 12? What's her 13th album going to be? You know, there's a lot to look forward to, I think. She's
Just
definitely
let the
not
woman
done.
sleep.
Yeah, she's not done, but we're going to let her have a break for a while. Yeah,
Okay.
that was fun. A trip down memory lane.
I know.
It's crazy that it's but a memory now, because like this
know.
was like
It's gonna.
this was really, I lost all of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't lose it. It was the best time ever, but I would come home from work and I was working on this or a bracelet or something and
The
listening.
bracelets, yeah.
Anyway,
Aww.
yay.
Well, bye, Eras Tour.
Goodbye, Eras Tour. We'll miss you, and hope maybe, you know, when we post this video, there'll be more. Just kidding. I'm gonna stop wishing for
No,
it.
you gotta manifest.
I'm throwing it out there in the universe. Maybe there is more, but if not, this is our farewell.
Aww. It's gonna be so weird.
I know.
Aw, well,
We will certainly be watching those live streams. I'll be watching all of the Vancouver live streams.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Aw.
I know. I didn't even write down like what I think the surprise songs or mashups are going to be. It's just gonna all be like goodbye songs.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I know, it's gonna be sad.
Can you imagine being at the very last show?
I don't want to talk about
But
that.
I'm just saying, like the energy and like the sadness and
We
like
could go.
uh,
They're selling the no view seats for like $15.
I need to renew my passport.
What?
I need to renew my passport.
All right, I'll go and I'll FaceTime you in. Just kidding. And that note. Hey.
Okay, well, this meeting of the Fangirls Club is adjourned.
She remembered. Okay. Yay!
So
long eras had a good run. You'll find some. It's time to go to bed.
Aww. It is really sad.